Hello and welcome to this short tutorial about punctuation terms at Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2. On the screen you will see punctuation terms that we use at Key Stage 1 consist of finger space, full stop, capital letters, question mark, exclamation mark, commas and apostrophe. A comma is used to separate lists, separate clauses, but does not represent the end of a sentence. But that goes on the bottom of the line in the same place that a full stop would go. Whereas an apostrophe goes above the line and is used to show possession and is used to show contraction. So, for example, when a letter has been taken out to contract two words into one. Okay, punctuation at Key Stage 2, we are going to focus on the full stops, the comma, the colon, the semicolon and the apostrophe. And we're going to give you a bit more information about when they are used. So, as I said earlier, the full stop is used at the end of the sentence. And what is a sentence? Well, it's a group of words which make complete sense. After that full stop, we need a capital letter. For example, John kicked the ball smashed a window. Two sentences. They make complete sense on their own. They need to have a full stop after ball, capital letter, the ball smashed a window. If it was written, however, in a slightly different way, for example, John kicked is not a complete sentence. It does not make sense. There is no full stop there. The ball, again, does not make complete sense. Therefore, there is no need for a full stop. So, we do look at the use of commas in greater detail. So, for example, in Key Stage 2, for instance, the comma is used to separate the main clause of a sentence from the subordinate clause. The main clause is the part of the sentence which makes complete sense by itself. The subordinate clauses do not make sense by themselves. They need a main clause to add to their meaning. And the comma is also used to separate items in a list. And there are some rules, and they're as follows. In a list of objects, there is no need for a comma before the final object because the word and takes its place. In a list of adjectives or adverbs, there is no need for a comma between the final adjective or adverb and the word it describes. For example, the old tramp was a smelly, dirty, unpleasant-looking man. Okay, you have a comma and a comma. You don't need the word and. If you use a comma in a list of adverbs, the motorbike, the motorbike sped powerfully, dangerously, exhilaratingly along the road. The colon is used to introduce the list. So remember the list of things I had for lunch. For lunch today, I had a cheese sandwich, a packet of crisps, a fruit shoot, and an apple. Okay. Another example of that would be, there are a lot of things on Anna's floor, and then you have the list. Remember the explanation of main clauses and subordinate clauses. So the main clause in a sentence makes complete sense by itself. The subordinate clauses do not make complete sense. Now, sometimes a sentence does not have a main clause and a subordinate clause. Instead, it has two or more clauses which have equal weight, the same as if they had two or more main clauses. For example, Mavis was a student at the local school. She was a hard-working and pleasant girl. Both sentences would stand up on their own. They would both make sense. So we separate those with a semicolon. The apostrophe is another punctuation term that causes a lot of unnecessary problems. It basically has two main functions, okay? Its function is to show possession and to show omission. So whether something belongs to something else or whether something has been left out. So let me explain by giving you some examples. So when it's possession, so something belongs to someone, the apostrophe always goes after the last letter of the word describing a person to whom something belongs. So, in effect, the owner. So if the owner is singular, the apostrophe is followed by an S. So you would put an apostrophe S. The book of the boy becomes the boy's book. The nappy of the baby becomes the baby's nappy. The toys of the child becomes the child's toys. So in each instant, there is one boy, there is one baby, there is one child. So they are singular, an apostrophe S. When the owner in a sentence is plural and already ends in an S, for example, boys, babies, there is no S after the apostrophe, it's just an apostrophe. For example, the books of the boys becomes the boys' books. The nappies of the babies becomes the babies' nappies. More than one boy, more than one baby. When the owner in the sentence is plural but does not end in an S, children and sheep, there is an S after the apostrophe. Okay, so the toys of the children becomes the children's toys, or the sheep's fleeces. And we also use an apostrophe when letters are omitted, when they're left out from a word or words. And the apostrophe always goes in the place where letters are missing. For example, have not becomes haven't, because the O in not has been omitted. And there are some more examples on the next slide. And that concludes our short tutorial of punctuation terms at Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2. Thank you very much for watching.